established rich coming right back at you. Something happened this week that a lot of people laughed at. And that laughter is exactly what I'm finna talk about. DJ Akademiks got slapped. Not on the internet, not in the comment section, in real life. Sitting in his car with his window down, talking casually, like the words online wasn't real. And then reality walked up to the car. According to witnesses and the video floating around, a man identified as R.I.C.H, somebody who's supposed to be close to Lil Baby, walked up calm, no rushing, no screaming, and he asked Akademiks to repeat the same things he was saying online. And that's when the energy changed. Because Akademiks, who was very loud online, was very quiet in person. And before he could reposition the conversation, he got slapped. Hard enough to split his lip open. And what happened next is what makes this story important. He ain't swing back, he ain't argue, he moved towards security, and he later called police. Now stop right there, because this ain't about humiliation. This is about collision. The internet world and the real world finally collided. For years, Akademiks has made a brand off saying whatever he want to about real people, real artists, real men, calling Lil Baby whack, saying his career declining, making personal comments.
No, I'm keeping it being with you. Yo, I think Baby's music really not hitting. Bro, that nigga ain't talking about nothing. That nigga got scared of Fonnie Willis. That's why I like the song. At least that nigga talking about a real beef. I know he dissing Offset. Offset's my man. I like Offset. But like, yo, the reason why Youngboy be winning, yo, Youngboy don't give a fuck about no arrests, no charges, no nothing, nigga. He gonna tell you like, yo, we gonna lay your head on a fucking pillow if you creep up on it. He gonna tell you the truth. Youngboy be rapping, his shit be seeming so much like reality is like, it's scary. Fonnie Willis made Lil Baby a Neiman Marcus rapper. Like, he's a Saks Fifth nigga. All he could rap about is designer shit. Yo, if he want to get back popping, you gotta start popping your shit. You gotta let niggas know. Wasn't 4PF robbing and beating everybody up? I heard that was like a Coon Squad. I know you're not claiming them no more. You changed it to CBFW some shit. But nigga, you gotta rap about the crime they used to do, gang. You gotta stand on it. That's what fans be wanting to know. We want to know the tea. Who y'all robbed? Who y'all shot? Sneak this and do something. I'm sorry.
All from the safety of your camera. And a lot of people been saying this for years. You can't just talk crazy and not expect something to happen in real life. And this moment feels like that warning finally cashed in.
Boom. That's when he said something. Bro, I swear to God, right hand of God. I smack his right hand of God, bro.
Oh God, Akademiks.
Yes, and then listen.
Oh,
after I smacked, I smacked the game. He left one of his mans outside.
Oh, so that's why this nigga hates you. Cause I was like, bro, why?
Listen. When I smacked this nigga again,
what?
Oh, I'm gonna show you.
Hey, you got your shit.
My man's recorded video. Listen, but this here, y'all know he was just there at the fight.
Wait, zoom in. Wait, scroll in. AJ? Oh my God, that is AJ.
I pressed up on him.
Yeah.
I pressed up on him. He ran straight to 12, nigga. They left AJ. How you leave your man's game?
Oh, what?
So he be on the ground. I could be on the live talking shit. Touch him. I already touched you. I didn't.
Bro.
Next time I see you, brother. Next time, brother. But come on, gang.
See, I ain't gonna lie, that's what.
R.I.C.H sucker. And Lil Baby, you sucker, nigga, because I really think you behind it. So I ain't gonna really get at your weed roller. I get at you. Facts. Because I asked you if you wanted to squabble, nigga, and I told you a location you ain't never showed up the first time. So if you send this nigga and try to be slick with me, you straight up. So let me tell you. This is Rod Wave. This is Rod Hit Me. He says, yo, I'm gonna read it for you. Yo, bruh, let's get on a FaceTime, me, you, and Wham. December 24, the day before Christmas, 2024. Remember, he swings, misses, because like I was kind of like this. He swings into the car, misses, like he hits the shit. They drive off. I'm like, what the f*** you want, nigga? I'm like, bro, look how many people, yo, spin back around, nigga. I tell my security that. He spin back around, we were a block up. I tell my security, yo, hop out the car and go see who, the nigga who swung at us, who he's with. He calls me, yo, he's in a Lambo with Talil. I was just in an argument with Talil at Brand Risk. He said, you want me to do something? I said, don't do nothing. Come back in the car. He gets back in the car. I said, I'll handle it. I call Talil. Yo, I'm trying to say, yo, Talil, what is this? What's up? You try to, I thought we talked like, you got a problem? Talil doesn't answer. He started talking to me about that 4PF. And baby, if you lie about this, I swear to God, And I never swear to God, because when I said it on the phone when you just woke up, I said, the nigga mentioned 4PF to me. You said, stop with that police. You scared of all that y'all done did in Atlanta, nigga. That's the facts. I said, bro, the nigga said to me, man, why are you talking about 4PF? And when I said that to you in the morning, you said, yo, man, stop with that police. Because you don't want to jack 4PF no more. That's facts, nigga. You don't want to jack 4PF because you knew your be an indictment for all the bullshit niggas did. But if you had a problem, this is really why I got static with it. Because, baby, if you got a problem with me, nigga, don't tell your mans you squashing it with me. Don't get on the phone with Rod Wave. I'll squabble up with you, nigga, anywhere, anytime. You ducked it, and then you had your nigga, I'll squabble with you anytime. Nigga, you scrawny as a drug addict, nigga. Stupid as So he's like, what? You acting dumb. I said, bro. He said, yo, well, you got touched? I said, nah. The nigga swung at me. He swung into the car. We drove off. He's like, man, I ain't hear about that. So I said to him, because now I got all the info. I ain't sleep that night. I said, yo, bro, you know a nigga named R.I.C.H? He's like, So yeah, I know him. I said, well, like, that's your nigga? I already talked to mad other niggas. I knew he was in the nigga. He's like, yeah, that's my nigga. I said, bro, that's the nigga they saying that swung on me. Like, what's up with that? This is what Baby told me. And if Baby lie about it, Baby, you a... I'm telling you, if you say I lied about anything tonight, first of all, I'm never getting off your head. So anybody got to say, nigga, just send your head. Just be on some little dirt. This right now. The nigga said to me, the nigga said, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, you gotta realize when me and you squash it, a lot of niggas that they don't know about the truth. They don't know the real that we squashed it. I ain't put out put out no message that me and you squashed it. So we squashed it, but like maybe niggas who they ain't know that. And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, I believe that. Cause my stupid, like, I guess so. Maybe he ain't send out like a blast, like, hey, me and Ak are cool. He was like, yo, and he said to me, so Ak, you gotta know you talk shit. A lot of people love me. They might be just doing it because of them. And I remember asking, I said, yo, Baby, like, so you ain't sent nobody to like swing on me. He said, bro, like, why would I do that? He's like, yo, I got on the phone with you and Rod. I would never do some that. I said, word? I said, bro, I would never do some shit. I'm a real nigga. And then he said another thing, and I'm gonna say, again, Baby, and I'm gonna start really getting on business. Yo, Lil Baby, you and your team paid me $30,000 to keep quiet about your mom, nigga. And I sat there and I realized, I said, well, if you pay me $30,000, there ain't no way you sent a on me. Why would you do that? Don't make no sense. If you sent the nigga to come swing on me, but you gotta pay me to make sure your music actually gets some traction.
But here's what people are getting it wrong. Yes, you can say Akademiks had it coming. Yes, you can say this is what happens when internet talk meets real life. But here's another side nobody is talking about. The man who did the slapping. Why? Why walk up to a car and hit a man over something that ain't got shit to do with you? Why insert yourself in somebody else's issue? Why do that except for one reason? Attention. 5 minutes of viral fame. Look at me. I slapped Akademiks. That's cornball shit. And this is where the internet gets hypocritical because people are laughing because they don't like Akademiks. But if this happened to somebody they liked, they be calling it assault. They be calling it wrong. They be calling that dude a thug. But because it's comedy. And that double standard is part of the problem. Because now you got people thinking this is how you handle words, by putting hands on somebody. And that's dangerous. Especially when Akademiks says him and Lil Baby had already talked about it and squashed it. He even called Baby after it happened, and Baby said he had nothing to do with it. So now what? Now you got a random dude playing Street Avenger over a beef that was already squashed. That's somebody who wanted a moment, and he got it. But at the cost of making a point that nobody is really ready to talk about. The internet is not real until it is, and when it becomes real, people don't know how to handle it. Ak devised his whole career on the idea that words don't have consequences. And R.I.C.H built his whole moment on the idea that violence gets attention. But both of them represent something we see every day. People talk crazy online. Other people try to prove they tough offline. and nobody wins. And that's where this story gets deeper than a slap, because you can't talk about this without talking about accountability. Ak done said a lot over the years about a lot of people in a lot of ways that were not just critique. It was personal. And when you live like that on camera, you start believing there's no real life consequences. You start thinking this is just entertainment. This is just content. But here's the problem. The people you talking about don't live in content. They live in real life. They got friends, family. They got people around them who don't watch streams. They hear disrespect, and that builds up slowly until somebody decides to do something stupid. And that's exactly what happened here. Because let's be clear, R.I.C.H ain't do this for Lil Baby. He did it for himself. This was not loyalty. This was performance. This was somebody saying, this is my moment. And that's the part that should bother people, because now we cheering for that behavior, all because people don't like Akademiks. But what happens when the next person decides they don't like somebody? What happens when this becomes normal or somebody end up getting hurt? When people start thinking, I don't like what you said online, so I can run up on you, that's a bad road, a bad one. And Akademiks is a perfect example of why words matter. And R.I.C.H is a perfect example of why hands don't solve battles. Because now look, Akademiks got hit, and what changed? Nothing. He done came back even harder. Lil Baby didn't say anything. The beef was reignited, no respect gained. All that happened is a man got 5 minutes of fame for doing something dumb. And Akademiks got a harsh reminder that the world offline don't move like the world online. But here's the real truth. Akademiks ain't no street guy. He's a media guy. He talks, he commentates, he entertains. And when you expect a commentator to act like a street dude, you missed the whole point. He was never that. And that's why he moved with security. And that's why he called the police. And that's what people are laughing at. But why? Why would he swing? Why would he fight? That's not who he is. And this is where people's expectations don't match reality. They wanted him to act tough. But he never claimed to be tough. He claimed to be loud. And loud and tough are not the same thing. But the internet mixes them up. And that mix-up creates moments like this, where everybody think they prove something, when really, everybody just look corny. Ak for running his mouth for years, and R.I.C.H for thinking a slap makes him important. And the crowd for cheering it on like it's entertainment. And that's where this story starts looking like a mirror. Because when you step back and look at it, it wasn't even about a slap. This was about a lesson. A lesson for Akademiks, a lesson for the internet, and a lesson for the people cheering. Ak built a career on the idea that words are safe, that you can sit behind the camera, talk about real men, and nothing would never happen. And for years, he was right, until he wasn't. But the man who hit him, he thought he was proving something. He thought he was defending something. He thought he was being loyal. And really, he was just being used by the moment, used by the viral opportunity, used by the attention. Because when this dies down, what did he really gain? Nothing but a record of doing something stupid in public. And this is why this whole thing feel corny. All of it. Everybody played a role in a moment that shouldn't even exist. Because if Akademiks understood early on that words have weight, this never even happens. If R.I.C.H understood that every beef is not his, this never even happens. And if the internet stopped rewarding foolishness, this never even happens. But here we are, a commentator learning that real life don't have a mute button, and a random dude thinking he earned stripes for doing something nobody asked him to do. And people laughing because they don't like Akademiks. But that's the part that's dangerous. Because today is him, tomorrow it could be somebody you like. And then it ain't funny no more. And then it's, why did this happen? Because we watching a culture where people think content is talking crazy online, and hitting people is clout. And both of those things are broke thinking. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish R.I.C.H. I'll be back with another one. Peace.